Dalton.
Timothy
Dalton writes in and says, last week you said you didn't want to know what was in Subway's meatballs. Dalton worked at a Subway.
Has he seen anyone naked?
Doesn't say here.
All right. Follow-up question, Dalton.
Yeah.
Have you seen anyone naked? Tell me about your meatballs.
Said you didn't want to know what was in Subway's meatballs. The ingredients on the box list beef, seasoning, breadcrumbs, and cheese.
That's it?
Yep.
Hey, that's all right.
I agree with Vinny and Jeff. When I hear meatball, I think beef only.
Man, did I get some flack for that.
Man,
I got taken to task.
I was
A lot
overwhelmed
of people writing
by
in going like, if it doesn't have veal in it, it's not a real meatball. I'm like, God, what kind of fucking fantasy world do you live in where there's just
rattlesnake in it.
Yeah.
I think there was a misunderstanding of, yeah, you can add other like pork and veal and stuff. And
Totally.
that's fine, but your base is beef. Or if you're just all out of pork, you need to qualify and say this is a pork meatball. If you have a meatball that is just pork,
We're just talking about labeling, not that there's invalid meatballs out there.
sounds delicious. Add
You
some
want to
pork.
make
I
a
don't know.
beef pork mixture, go right ahead.
I don't know. It sounded
but
to me
you need to say what they are.
like you said that it was just beef. If you said it was a meatball,
No one would walk in and say,
Yes, I'm saying if it's not just beef, then you should say it's,
But nobody
it's a
does
pork
that.
meatball. It's
But
a beef
nobody
pork
does
meatball.
that.
I do that. And I grew up doing that.
like
Just beef.
All those like I had chefs writing into me saying like, yeah, we do beef and pork in the restaurant.
Chefs.
Man.
And
People-
but
that's
no
just-
one
that's
would
the
go
meatball.
to a dinner party with meatballs there and take a bite and say, whoa, you didn't tell me these were beef meatballs. Like, that's just implied.
Right. But they might say that if it were
If it
made
were
of
pork,
cheese.
yeah.
Or something.
A cheese meatball.
Yep.
There's no meat even in this. Why did you call them
Man, you
meatballs?
guys are all rich putting all these meats in your meatball.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little
Fancy
pork in here, a little
meatballs with
veal.
9 different meats.
Cat.
Human. Yeah.
9 happiness meatball.
We had one meat.
The meat.
It was. I didn't ask what it was. I assumed it was beef. That's what,
When the word meat is said with no qualifiers.
it's like when you go to McDonald's and you get the fish sandwich.
Yep.
Plenty of people
Don't
even
it-
contested that idea.
Well, those people are on
fish?
fucking dust.
Wait, that what?
That saying the word meat purely means beef and nothing else.
I'm
Wow.
saying if you are talking about a type of meat, you would better be holding it in your hand and going, look, this meat is all stringy. And you look at it and go, well, that's clearly chicken.
Well, chicken is chicken,
Wait, I've lost the thread.
Exactly.
but meat could also be pork.
Yes, meat could be pork.
No,
Yes, exactly.
pork is pork. Just
No.
like chicken is chicken.
No,
Meat is meat.
I disagree with you on this.
Meat
one.
could be pork
I went
just
to
as well as it could be beef.
But here's what I'll get. So could meat be fish?
No, fish is fish, and chicken is chicken.
Even though
But pork is meat, and
Wait.
beef is meat.
you're saying chicken's not meat?
It is meat.
Meat is murder.
Fuck all this.
Wait, anything that's from an animal is
This is
meat,
a
right?
new- yes, in a broad sense.
In a
yes.
broad sense. But when someone says,
Hey,
hey, here's some meat,
what kind-
it's not like
you're
here,
not
have a
gonna-
Coke. It could be a fucking Dr. Pepper, but, you know,
So if I say
that
what,
still
what-
applies.
If I say what kind of meat do you want in your sandwich? What are appropriate answers?
Well, that's different because you're asking for a selection.
Yeah, there I would answer beef or roast beef.
And you wouldn't say chicken?
I might say chicken.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you'll accept meat in that situation?
Those are all types of meats.
Okay.
But if you say, here, have some meat,
Here, have
and then
some
it's
meat.
chicken, fuck you.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that pork falls into that category.
So I can
along
hand-
with beef.
I can hand you a steak or a pork chop
Yeah,
and say, here, your meat's ready,
pork chop is the steak of the pork world.
but not a tuna steak.
I can get down with some tuna steaks.
Tuna steak boogie.
About
So the name of that
whale
song?
meat.
Oh man,
You had better tell me it's whale meat.
Yeah. But it's meat. It's not a fish.
I missed my chance to eat whale once. I was very sad.
It's quite delicious.
So yeah,
So
the
I agree.
meatball thing, if there's no beef in it, then I think you've got to qualify that meatball. Or say it's Swedish meatballs, they're totally fine. I think there's mostly pork, whatever, those little tiny ones. But
Licorice.
if there's zero beef
Salted
in it,
licorice meatballs.
you got to be like, hey, this is a pork meatball.
How come it's not just called meat stroganoff? How come you don't ever hear anybody talk about meat Wellington?
You guys should see the smile on Brad's face right now.
I'm just asking.
Because that rolls off the tongue better. Beef Wellington.
Why do
just
you have to
rolls off the
specify?
tongue better.
Why do you have to specify?
Yeah,
I don't know.
If-
Why?
that's what I'm. That's the question.
You're saying you can make the beef Wellington with pork?
No,
If someone said,
you
"Here,
can't.
have a meat Wellington," I would know what you were talking
Or
about.
specifically can't make it with pork.
But if you said, "Here, have a meat Wellington," I would say that's a little weird. And then if you handed it to me and it was somehow a beef Wellington that you made with chicken, I would say, "Fuck you."
What if I made a meatloaf with chicken? Would you think that were weird?
You kind of, well, yes, but only insofar as who grinds chicken. Nobody grinds.
What's a chicken nugget?
But let's not get into that discussion.
What is a chicken?
But I've had like we talked about it last week.
Delicious,
I've
that's
had
the
turkey.
answer.
I've had turkey meatloaf plenty of times.
Would you?
But if someone said, "Here, have some meatloaf," and then it was turkey meatloaf, you'd be pissed.
I sure as fuck wouldn't be pissed.
Not pissed. But
You would be like, "Fuck this!" You would flip over a fucking table. You would fucking break something.
I would be like, oh, well, that's interesting. Thanks for the free meatloaf.
would you say, "Oh, that's weird. It's turkey"?
No, because I've had it before. I don't think it's weird.
If I invited you over for meatloaf and served it to you, and you took a bite of it and were turkey, you would say nothing.
If I was a
not.
guest at someone's house, I would totally just go, and
this is turkey.
just
Yeah,
like,
like I
these
would-
people are fucking animals.
I think it'd be pretty tactless to say something.
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. Yes, it would be.
I'm lucky this
Really, you
isn't
wouldn't be
human.
like, "Oh wow, this is turkey." I would totally say like,
Like maybe as just as a conversation topic, maybe like not to complain about it.
"No, not
Yeah,
to
no,
complain.
it's-
No,
yeah.
no." It's like, "Oh wow, I was expecting this to be meat, not."
But then when I was
turkey."
telling
No, I
you
wouldn't
about
say
how I
that.
went
That's
over to someone's
complaining.
house for food, like, back around the water cooler the following week, yeah, I went over there, served a meatloaf, and I bite into it. It's like, this is like poultry. It's not a poultry loaf.
Stuff is confusing. Well, regardless, I am definitely going to try adding in some. I don't even know where you get veal. Can you buy veal in San Francisco?
You got to shoot it yourself.
Just got to do the whole thing yourself. Oh, yeah. I'll try to add some pork into my next meatball.
It's Jimmy D's sausage, man.
What's that? What's in there?
Pork sausage.
Oh, but yeah, Long Island Italian Americans. We were just beef, rolled up beef,
Yeah.
breadcrumbs, and all that stuff. Maybe a little pork in there, but it was definitely mostly beef.
I don't know. I'm sure it's somewhat a regional thing, but like pork sausage is all we ate growing up.
Pork sausage is fantastic.
What other kind of sausage is there?
I don't know. Like I don't.
Duck sausage.
Turkey sausage,
Yeah.
duck sausage,
Gator.
Same deal. If you say sausage, I'm assuming pork, unless you put a qualifier on that.
I'm also because
Isn't
you're stuffing it into its own intestine, right? So how do you stuff?
I don't know.
well, a lot of
I
hot,
don't know how
hot
food is
dogs
made.
are a lot of hot dogs are beef.
Yeah,
Hot dogs are not
but the
sausages.
casings are pork, right?
Most of the casings are synthetic. I think at this
Oh,
point.
really?
Yeah.
Hot dogs are hot dogs. They're unto
In
themselves.
Shitty supermarket hot dogs are synthetic casing.
Yeah.
Really?
I think.
Like a vegetable something or?
I don't know. Kind of gelatinous.
Food's weird.
Oil based something or other.
Nitrates, man.
Yeah.
Get them.
Oh, dear. Just pile them up. Load up on them. Go for a run. Peter in Ontario writes in, rounding out the food conversation.
Oh,
boy.
No.
For a time, I was a manager for a Little Caesars, who are notorious for using employees to shake a sign
Oh, okay.
from our
Yeah.
mechanized sign shaker. When I went through training, we had to sit through a presentation where they claimed they had performed studies that indicated a passerby is significantly more likely to stop and buy a pizza when they see a person shaking a sign than with a static sign or a sign moving for some other reason, like the wind or a motor.
That might be true.
I bet it is.
But let me ask this, Little Caesar. Is the cost of the overhead on the pizza going to balance out the cost of paying that person to shake that sign?
I bet they're not
Pizza. That's all Little Caesar can say. When you address him directly, that's the only answer you can get back. I'm sorry.
I bet they're not paying that person a whole lot.
I
Judge,
bet.
I'd like that pizza stricken from the record, please. But belligerent? What is that? Badgering?
It's leading the witness.
Well, they must pay him something.
Yes, I'm sure that they just are legally paid minimum wage, and probably not.
Maybe
much
that's
more than
one
that,
pizza.
I would guess.
don't know. Maybe that's all they got to do is bring in one extra pizza.
Yeah, if they bring in 2 extra pizzas an hour, then great.
Yeah.
Um,
I bet I want to go to a Little Caesars now and see if it's a person or
The one near me is a person.
it is still a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they flip it?
Sometimes I don't know. No, not really. It's just a man sitting there with a thing that says,
With the
"You want a pepperoni pizza at $5 or whatever."
Wait, they
it is.
talk?
No, they do.
Oh.
I'm just saying the sign
Oh.
says things on it.
You said 4 hours in the training session? Is that what that email said?
No, it just says we sat through a presentation.
Oh, okay.
Every manager sat through this presentation so that they wouldn't feel bad for the employees they sent out to shake the sign. Some people really get into the sign shaking, and Little Caesars even hosts national sign shaking competitions. I hated that job.
Oh, God.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Ugh.
Did you ever see someone naked?
If people are earning a living, yeah, exactly, like naked sign shakers, like I would totally
Would you
notice
go buy,
that. I would
you go
notice
buy
that.
a pizza from that place?
Like that's the thing about like that type of advertising, right? It's all about getting you to notice the thing.
Yeah.
And so naturally, a person holding a sign and flagrantly waving it in your direction would stand out more than a static sign or something that is moving on some kind of set axis that doesn't jump out at you as
You need a random orbit sign
yeah.
shaker.
Yes.
So it's never the same.
Yeah, it needs to look erratic.
What if it were a pretty good robot?
Yeah. What if?
I would buy pizza from that place. There was a place.
What if it was a person out there and then you walked in there and there's a robot behind the register?
I bet a robot can make pretty good pizza.
I bet that would suck. Oh, I've had to order your own food from like the thing. Like type in what you want, and then
I've always wanted to go to a robot-only restaurant. I think you could do a assembly line restaurant with robots.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really cool. You sit down,
Yeah.
punch it in on a pad. One of those little robots that's usually in hospitals comes around and gives you a pizza.
But if you were the only one in that store, say it was late at night, would you like fuck around with the robots? Would you try and exploit the robots?
Maybe.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Would you not pay? Would you just dine and dash? The robot just shoots
Right. Yeah.
like a taser at you, and then like handcuffs you and puts you on a wall.
It just
You
sees
probably
you
have to
get up
swipe
and try to move away and then locks. I mean, well, whatever. It doesn't give you the
probably
food until you
trapdoors.
paid for it.
Yeah.
You are feeding the dollars into a machine and it is
I might,
giving
like,
you the
try to-
food in exchange.
Put my bag in its way and see what happened.
Yeah. But what if it doesn't move? I mean, there would just be another robot at another position. Like the robot wouldn't have to move.
What if you change tables?
No, I mean if it's like coming to deliver. And, yeah,
But I'm saying nobody's there.
right.
Would you go in the back?
Just like hop over the counter.
Yeah. Go make some food.
I'm saying there wouldn't be a counter and there wouldn't be
It's
the
just
food
an
exchange
assembly
would
line?
happen at your time of payment. It would be like a vending machine. It'd be like an automat.
No, made to order robot food.
Yeah, you go punch up what you want, but
Yeah.
then
And then a button comes out of like a hopper, and then it starts down the assembly line. Do 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 do, and like the
yeah,
doom, ch, doom, ch, do do
Oh, you
do.
can watch a video feed of your pizza being made.
yeah. Or in the case of the British all stew restaurant, it's just a giant hose over the table, and you just
Is there a bell that rings? And it goes, bing, and the robot goes over and brings it over. Order up.
order up,
Order
citizen.
Please put your tray in the trash.
Yeah,
Or dome comes down, and then like those little like when they have to explode a bomb,
uh-huh.
and that just comes over the table and goes, and then just goes up. It's just smoke. That's what I would want.
Insta clean.
There's a burger.
There was a restaurant by me growing up that was supposed to be in the future, and when you put your stuff in the trash, it thanked you. The trash can.
What is this restaurant? Is it Cafe 80s? Was like Max Headroom, Michael Jackson there serving you?
Beef
Like,
or
what-
pork.
I don't remember. It was shaped like a UFO,
Okay.
but then after they left, everything in there was shaped like a UFO, and it was like a pancake house or something.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
even better.
It was weird. But all I remember is that as a kid, the trash cans would say thank you.
I always thought that they could replace the ordering process, like take humans out of the loop there, because that seems to be the point of failure.
They do. So like at the airport, there's this like burger time place, and you just got a kiosk like an ATM. You just walk up and you type in your order, and you don't never talk to a person until they say number 82,
Right.
and that's it.
I think that's a totally efficient way of doing it.
Yeah. Or you use like an app or something on your phone. Just stand
Right,
in line
yeah.
and just order from your phone.
Well, that would be the thing is like, if you have the app on your phone, it knows your recent orders.
Yeah.
Does your location?
It knows your location. It knows how you like it. So it's not going to try and say like, you want onions on that, right? And you go, no fucking no. Damn it. I do not.
Well, until they get the order and it's like, oh, you put onions. There's still human in the mix somewhere.
I got a name already. The usual. That's what the app's called.
Yeah. Yeah. The huge.
How do you spell huge?
That's been taunting me for decades.
I think,
USGE. Or that weird little Z with the line coming out of it?
USZH.
They're doing Smart Pass or whatever for drive-thrus.
That was the thing they always said they were going to do when they first put Fast Track onto the bridge and stuff
Yeah.
like that around here. Is I was like, drive-through McDonald's will take it.
Apparently that's happening.
Huh.
Or at least that's what I hear. That's
Yeah.
what Popular Mechanics says.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well. Oh, my.
But then you can almost get rid of a human. Just you might not have to ever see a human if you just touch screen at the thing, and then your food's just waiting for you when you drive up.
That Sheetz chain of like really nice convenience stores that's spreading across the East Coast that I mentioned a few podcasts ago. That's exactly how it works.
You
Like
don't
they
see
have
humans?
it's like a giant convenience store / almost truck stoppy sort of thing, but off to the side is like a pretty decent fast food wing of the building. And yeah, like you see people in the back making food, but you just go up and order off of big touchscreen menus.
There you go.
And it shows you a number when you order, and then they just like somebody brings the tray out.
But it's still a human who brings the tray out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously somebody has to hand the food out.
Well, maybe not.
Oh.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. It's that's one of those things that, like, as someone who always ordered fast food in a very particular way that was often fucked up.
Yeah, humans are messing it up.
It's like there were failures at various points in that chain.
What if you just got the raw materials? They were just like, okay,
You just checked off like, I want 2 hamburgers and 1 bun,
and then you get these buns. No, you just get them.
and then you have to assemble it.
Yeah, go cook it on your own time. Like there's a little
Oh, like not even
microwave
cooked,
or something.
like a take and bake fucking hamburger place.
Well, they're like, as soon as you place the order, they just hand you back a tray with like 2 buns, a meat patty, and the lettuce and whatever. And there's a little microwave over there, and it's like, go fucking put it together and eat it.
Why don't you just make your own hamburgers at home?
Because I don't know.
That, like you just described like 80% of the process.
I
Yeah,
don't know
that doesn't sound appealing at all.
Well, what's the Burger King person doing?
Flame broiling it. I don't know.
Check this out. If you make your own hamburgers, you
Yeah.
make it as big as you want.
You can put pork in it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Are you gonna tell me?
Hell yeah.
So you can put a pork chop on a
Because
bun.
it's going to be meat. It's a meat
Yeah, hey,
burger.
here's his hamburger.
It's kind of a McRib.
It is ham, after all.
There was a pretty nasty story about McRibs not too long ago.
Yeah, what about?
They didn't look good.
What? That they're like
So it's just chopped,
They would look-
pressed.
that the lines on them are fake, that they're just pressing into it after the fact, or like
They look like Play-Doh.
yeah, of course
Yeah.
they do.
We'll talk about those chicken nuggets again.
Why are they seasonal?
To dupe people into buying more than they would normally. And apparently, I was reading a story that posited that McDonald's was being extremely opportunistic on when they were buying the pork.
Oh,
They were waiting for the pork
like
prices to
so
get to
low?
a point where they could then buy a buttload of it,
Oh, man.
load it into their butts,
Yeah,
and produce it that way.
I mean, that's how the McRib special blend of seasoning is achieved
Exactly. Ronald McDonald's ass.
in the rectum.
Yeah.
and that's why there's so few. It's
It's like civet coffee.
There's
but-
only
yeah.
so much room in there, man. Guy's working as fast as he can.
Yeah. So it kind of theorized that pork prices would have to get to a certain
dictate
point, and then they would bring it back. It seems like that they have gotten desperate and are bringing it back more frequently over these last few years now, to the point now where when they bring it back, I kind of it has gone from a like joyous discovery of the McRib is back to oh God no, I'm
Now
not
I gotta
gonna
go get a McRib.
It has gone from like, let's go get McRibs
in Tokyo.
a handful of times during this promotion to, maybe I'll go have one. I don't know. No, I'm okay. I'm good. They fucked up the McRib by bringing it back too much. They made me realize
That you don't like
who
the
cares.
McRib.
It's fine. No, it's good. I like it, but I like it. Let's not call it good.
It's all right. I don't hate it.
When it comes to putting garbage inside of my body, it is in the top 50%. How about that?
It's better than half of the garbage.
It's better than half of the garbage.
What's in the lower 50%? Because you said Jack in the Box is up in that 50.
Certain things on the menu are, not all of it.
What's fast food you wouldn't eat?
Fish sandwiches.
Okay. Well, how about an establishment?
Long John Silver's.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not for me. I'm asking for him.
Yeah, I mean, they have those chicken planks and they have hush puppies. That's about it. That's not fish. I don't know. I haven't seen a Long John Silver's in fucking forever.
They don't have a drive-through, do they?
Yeah, the one in Petaluma did.
Oh, wow.
It became the Taco Bell. The Taco Bell moved in and pushed the Long John Silver's out. I may have a sign from the Long John Silver's drive-through in my house somewhere.
Are they still in business?
No. Yeah, I think there's still
they're
one in
still around.
Vallejo.
Long John Silver?
Yeah.
Is Red Lobster still around?
They are doing poorly in this
Oh.
economy. They have been taking the hit. There's been some stories recently saying that like families not necessarily going out to eat as often and a lot of the stuff, and that Red Lobster is feeling the hit more than most. So that may be short term. Popeyes. I tend to not eat at a Popeyes because I think it's gross.
KFC?
KFC, I will eat at a KFC once every 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, that's about right.
Almost by accident. But usually that's about it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I love KFC.
Do you?
Love it.
Love it?
Yeah.
How often would you eat
I
there?
think they're
Especially the mac and cheese
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
and
I'm with
the
you.
mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
They kind of taste
They're
like
so
styrofoam.
rich.
Yeah.
they're really good.
They're really
It's
good.
like styrofoam with a ton of butter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh,
yeah.
it's fantastic.
Their biscuit's pretty good.
They are great. Yeah. I like the food at KFC.
Yeah,
I just
it's-
never eat there.
How about a Wendy's? Wendy's fine?
Yeah. I don't like
Arby's?
I don't like Wendy's fries currently. I think they're pretty gross. They're always too salty and they leave the skin on them or something. And it's just, I don't know. They were okay before and they taste worse now. I like Arby's, but it's not close by. El Pollo Loco changed their menu in some dramatic ways, and I don't much care for that as much as I used to. Let's see.
Five Guys?
It's okay. I don't know. People flip out about that and In-N-Out. Like, it ain't all that.
I like In-N-Out.
It's okay. Yeah. Again, like they opened one in Petaluma. I think I've eaten at it 3 times over the years.
Limited menu.
And it's always like someone's in from out of town and they want to eat it In-N-Out. Like, all right, that's cool. Yeah.
Sonic?
There was a Sonic. The Sonic in Petaluma is now a round table.
Oh, Round Table?
Yeah.
Sonic's the only one keeping the dream of tater tots alive.
Oh, tater tots.
What's this? There's been this rash of people like making nachos with tater tots and calling them totchos.
What?
And I don't much care for the name.
Sounds horrible.
How
But
do you, what part
You just
do you,
instead of chips, you put tater tots in there
and then put like sour cream and,
Yeah. and then load them up like nachos.
and a meat on top?
I don't know that I've seen a meat used
Okay.
yet, but yes. Let's say yes.
I put a beef and turkey chili over my nachos
Yum.
this weekend.
Those are meats that are just fine in a chili.
Yep.
Turkey chili,
Yep.
beef chili,
Yep.
pork even. Anything go in a chili.
Mixing beef and turkey together, that sounds a little crazy, but
It's okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't typically mix the two. That's a little, I don't know.
I
You
can't
really
think-
got to jack up the spice, though, because turkey absorbs that.
Oh, sure.
'Cause it's
Yeah.
virtually tasteless.
You guys have Roy Rogers out here?
There was one.
They're gone.
I think. No, I mean, I'm thinking of the Kenny Rogers Roaster. Used to be a Kenny Rogers Roasters in Sonoma. I think closed.
I don't know what that is.
It was fried chicken.
Ah.
But Kenny Rogers. Like the country singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Islands in the Stream.
Not Roy Roger.
Not Roy Rogers. I don't know about no Roy Rogers. And yeah, I don't know. There's like Carl's Jr. and some other crap like that. I don't know. Fast food's all kind of terrible.
All
That's-
kind I think tastes the same. We should do a fast food test. To like buy a burger from all these places and see if take the wrappers off and see if we can name from where that burger was.
You're out of your fucking mind. Of course you can. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't
What
know.
the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. You think you'd be okay?
Yeah.
Score
Gotta look
100?
at 'em.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brad, how do you think you do?
I couldn't. I haven't.
I might be,
eaten a lot of fast food
like the
hamburgers.
two I might mix up if we're talking about the ones that have come up so far.
Yeah.
Is I might mix up Five Guys and In-N-Out.
How about Carl's Jr.?
No problem.
Wendy's?
No fucking problem.
All right. How about just
That one's
taste? How
square,
about just
dude.
taste? You can't blindfolded.
Yeah, I can 100% do that.
You could do a Wendy's from like a Carl's Jr. just on taste.
Yeah.
Same burger.
Yeah.
I guess we'd have to do their basic burger, so there's no like.
Here's what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, I would say same ingredients even, not even what they put on the burger.
Okay.
I would strip it down. To get give me a cheeseburger with ketchup only. I will tell you where the fuck those burgers are from. You can even cut them up into the same size pieces so that I can't get a good feel for the burger and its size.
Yeah.
And I could still totally 100% fucking do that.
You just want us to core the burgers.
But you're saying like a little, like just like on a toothpick?
Yeah.
Just like a sampler size?
Yeah.
Really? You think you could tell the difference between like a Carl's Jr. and a Jack in a Box?
100 fucking percent.
With a little sliver of burger with just cheese and...
Gotta get a big enough sample size.
A
But
big enough sample size. Absolutely.
Wow. We should try, huh?
Carl's Jr. might be the one that would be kind of difficult because I never eat at Carl's Jr., but that would actually probably make it stand out.
You make it the process of elimination?
Yeah.
Man.
That is not even a...
I could do McDonald's and Burger King pretty easily because one's seeded and one's not, right? Like Burger King has seeds on
Right,
sesame
yes.
seeds on their bun.
Yeah. Whereas McDonald's does too, but only on certain... Like if you get a quarter pounder from McDonald's,
Right.
it is a sesame seed bun.
I think Big Mac has a
Probably, yeah.
sesame seed.
I never get a Big Mac.
Man, this is a great challenge. We'll have to try
That's not even a challenge.
Oh, wow. Every time you say it, it's more of a challenge.
It's not... How?
Because some of those are going to be so similar.
They're not, though. That's the thing. That's what I'm getting at. Like, you know, people say, "Oh, why don't you go make yourself a hamburger of your own, or go to this restaurant, get this delicious hamburger that they sell there." Not the same thing.
I won't realize.
Usually not what I'm looking for. When I'm looking for a hamburger. Like, yeah, I am perfectly capable of making my own hamburgers, and those are totally okay.
Do you think if I had 5 of them and didn't tell you from where they were, that you could name which ones they were?
Probably.
You can say like, "Oh, that's Burger King.
Yeah.
That's Carl's Jr." Or the
Burger King has that weird kind of smoky-ish, kind of flame broil, fake-ass taste to it.
Oh, we gotta try this. How many
McDonald's,
San
like,
Francisco's
the consistency of the meat in a McDonald's burger is such that you could fucking put a condom on your tongue and still know that it's a McDonald's hamburger.
I think I could do McDonald's, Burger King, White Castle, possibly Wendy's Baconator, but that's it because that's the only thing I've ever gotten from there. Maybe In-N-Out, but I would start running into the shallows real quick.
I'll tell you
I'm
that
like,
the things that would ever be an issue is I might confuse Wendy's and In-N-Out. There's rare circumstances that may lead to that. And Five Guys I haven't eaten enough of, but I feel like it's very In-N-Out-y.
This is what's got to happen.
And then Carl's Jr. has a weird wetness. There's something about a Carl's Jr. burger that is just kind of fucking gross.
It's like soggy.
There's some other taste to it, like an aftertaste that just is like chemicals or, you know, I don't know, they spray Raid on their burgers. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something about Carl's Jr. that I think is kind of foul.
I'll have to put a list together. No boutique burgers, no like, you know.
No, this burger
like
bar. I don't know what.
or
Yeah,
anything like
no.
that. Yeah.
I don't care about any of that shit.
National chain.
Yeah. But also, I don't know what White Castle burgers really taste like, but I'm sure like by the size of it,
Yeah.
you could easily
You'd get it. That's easy.
fucking, I could identify half of those burgers by looks.
We'll have to do stages, you know? Like the feel, the look, the smell, and taste. That'd be great.
All right. Well,
Okay. Until that happens.
yeah. Ugh. Also, that all sounds disgusting.
Do you think you do fries?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right. Say that for the sequel.
Okay. All right. Vinny,
Milkshakes.
Drew, and Brad, thanks for hanging out.
yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Off to Jack in the Box.
Oh, no.
Nope. No, definitely not.
No. Almost certainly no.
You guys have Ruby Tuesdays out here?
I think there's 1 or 2 around here, but not really. There's not a lot of Red Robin around here.
Don't they have like unlimited fries?
Yeah, that's their thing. Is
That's
they
a
do.
travel restaurant for me.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
5 somewhere, and there's one in Coalinga, in fact, like the halfway point between here and LA.
I don't think that has a drive-through window.
No, it's a sit-down
Yeah.
restaurant. It's,
National chains with drive-through windows.
Okay.
We have to make some rules here.
well, that's the Five Guys. The local Five Guys near me does not have a drive.
Yeah, it does not. So we might have to eliminate them.
Hmm.
You have to have it in your car.
I don't eat in the car.
It's smart. I don't like eating in the
Bought a new
right?
car. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fuck it all up.
Smell like fries forever.
Oh, I don't eat fast food. I'll eat a granola bar in the car. I got my limits.
It was a great challenge.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.